Hey Cinephiles, I'm JS.
And I'm Emily.
And today we have an instant trailer review for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Trailer 1.
So let's get looking at this. Okay, Lionsgate's new logo, gotta love it.
First off, let's say Francis Lawrence said they want to keep this very similar to the book, and they're not going to change very much about it.
Interesting.
Okay. It's kind of a dark book, so it makes sense that it's kind of a dark start.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say first and foremost about this. It looks like a very dark trailer.
Yeah.
Both aesthetically and thematically, as we'll come to see. And Joe Willems, who I believe was the DP on Catching Fire, is returning for these two films. So, I mean, it has that very shaky cam look at the right moments, which is, I think, half the battle. This is great.
I know, I love this. He looks so evil. Those eyebrows.
I know.
Very arched eyebrows.
Those eyes could just... I think people are already making this the wallpaper on their desktop because, yeah, he's very intense as President Snow. He's one of my favorite...
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's one of my favorite actors in this series, so... Where are we going here?
Okay, so this is District 13. I've read the novel, JS has not.
Yeah,
so
full disclosure.
District 13 is now underground. They got Katniss out of the arena from Catching Fire, and they've taken her to District 13. The Capitol allowed them to keep District 13 going as long as they kind of disappeared, I believe. And so they made it look like they destroyed everything that was above ground, and they just kind of been hunkering underground. And now they're starting the rebellion, and they're building up to wanting Katniss to be the Mockingjay and the full face of the rebellion, et cetera, et cetera.
Hence the pinning of that Mockingjay pin.
So this is Effie, and Effie doesn't really play that big of a part in the book. She's kind of in prison for a lot of it.
Did she shave her eyebrows?
I don't know.
Like where
they're just like really thin.
This just does not look like the Effie that I came to know
she's
and
very
love
shabby,
in the first
which
two
was
films.
kind of in those teaser character posters. We saw that.
Yeah.
It was like very shabby and in prison there. But yeah. So I hope that she plays a bigger part in the movie than she does in the book.
Okay.
Because she's such a beloved character.
Does she kind of like take the sidelines in the
book?
book?
She's kind of behind the scenes, not very involved.
All right. So I mean, we're getting quick glances at those who are in District 13 and part of the rebellion. So
this is BT.
All right.
And he won his Hunger Games from his knowledge of electricity, right? So he's the guy in Catching Fire who helps her figure out how to take down the force field. And now he has created them special arrows that activate with the sound of their voice.
Like this one that she's twirling there.
This one that she's twirling. So there are some normal ones, and there are some explosive ones, and some...
Incendiary,
Incendiary, yeah, it's a hard word. That start fire, basically. So she says goodnight, and they deactivate, and they only activate at the sound of her voice. So that's going to be kind of a cool element, I think. It's like all of this more ancient warfare that they've had in the games, and now it's merging with modern technology, which is very cool. We haven't seen anything like that before.
And look here, we got Philip Seymour Hoffman, the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Julianne Moore.
With her hair dyed gray.
Yes. So, I mean, it's interesting because I've seen these two in, like, Paul Thomas Anderson movies together.
Right.
And now they're in a movie like this together, which is great. We'll talk a little bit more about Hoffman if we see him.
Effie pinning the pin.
So, wow, that is a lot of firepower.
Right, so District 13 was the nuclear weapon district.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So that's where all of this is coming from, basically.
That wasn't so wise of the Capitol.
I don't think it was. No.
I think if one district was going to open itself up to rebellion, this would be the one. So.
Right, which I think they agreed to leave them alone because they had this kind of firepower.
Yeah.
I kind of don't remember that part of the story. You can correct me in the comments.
Okay.
So here's our look at the new arrows that BT created.
And that is such a cool crossbow.
That is really
cool.
cool.
And we see the incendiary effect.
Yes.
Full action there. So, wow, I mean, this, I gotta say, is just bigger and badder in every way. Yeah, I mean, it's all been ramping up,
so this is kind of, coming to the conclusion and the big
and a lot of these just quick images of, like, we have lots of soldiers preparing for battle and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we see PETA, and he is telling Katniss to stand down, basically.
Okay.
This is when Katniss first realizes that PETA is still alive. So it's this very crazy moment. Can we rewind a little?
Sure. So, I mean, this is a very emotional moment
Back
for
a little
her,
more.
as you can see. Okay, going back.
Okay, so look at this. This is when Katniss first realizes he's alive. Look at
Okay.
Gale's reaction to Katniss realizing.
Yeah, he's none too pleased about the fact that this other guy's
love
still
that.
alive.
It's
Yeah.
so it's such the love triangle thing going on there.
Right. So, I mean, this, again, that triangle that you talked about is just going to sort of get ripped apart.
Right. Well, and also what's really cool here is that you kind of see Peeta still protecting her.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling her to kind of stay out of it. You kind of see or in the novel especially, you kind of start to see that maybe Peeta is protecting her from afar, and then she begins to want to protect him from where
Yeah.
she's at.
Okay.
So
The Stanley Tucci character, one of my favorites.
I love his outfits.
I mean, he's sort of there for the Capitol, always interviewing the people. I mean, I'm just really curious what Peeta's doing here. Like, is he sort of their puppet now?
Right. I mean, he has to do what they say, right? He's
Yeah.
captured. He's
Okay.
trying to play it to live and to keep Katniss alive.
Jennifer Lawrence is just so great in this role. Like, I ever since we
She is
first saw
great.
her, like, out in the element hunting in that first movie,
Yeah.
like, I just knew she would be a great Katniss, and it looks like she's gonna do a little bit of that again in this film.
Here's where she's giving her demands to them. This is in order for her to take on the Mockingjay role, because she's not quite sure she wants to play that role again,
Okay.
where she's being very fake in the front for an audience. So she's giving her demands. She wants them to not kill Peeta, etc. So they're kind of hearing her out here in this scene.
Okay, so I gotta say, a lot of these combat shots, like, you remind me of,
Finnick.
like, Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men and
Yeah,
stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
this war-torn landscape really looks cool. I can't wait for them
Yeah,
to
it's-
explore that.
Very cool production design here.
Yeah.
There's Finnick.
What a
that
great
sad
little moment for
look.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a goofball.
He's not as strong as he was in the previous film.
Okay.
This is where we see she goes back to District 12.
Mm-hmm.
There's a white rose left for her in her old house. And
Mm.
obviously President Snow left it there. It's kind of a symbol that he can get to her anywhere, anytime.
That's
It's a very
creepy.
significant scene, and it was the only scene we saw in the first teaser sneak peek for this trailer, which is, probably why they chose this specific scene.
Is that a primrose? Or... Okay, I don't know. Just
not a
forget
big
I asked.
rose person.
Okay. So here we go. Everyone's doing the three-finger salute that
Yes.
this series has become known for.
She's realizing that she does need to take on the Mockingjay role.
Yeah. I imagine that if you see this in theaters, a lot of fanboys and fangirls are going to be doing that at the end of the trailer. as silly as that sounds,
Especially in
people are
Los
excited.
Angeles. Yeah.
Okay, so we got some type of... I mean, this is a lot of action set pieces here, which is...
Yeah, and it's still very dark. This trailer has been dark throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the whole film would be very dark, because this point in the novel is just continuously kind of, I don't know.
And luckily the film's not 3D, so it won't be even darker when people are wearing the glasses.
Francis Lawrence did say, even though they want to keep it very similar to the novel, they want to inject a little warmth and a little more character, I believe.
Okay.
So, I don't know, that could be cool to see kind of how that happens. It doesn't look like it from this trailer.
Yeah,
but,
not at all. There are zero laughs to be had here.
But I hope that we see that maybe in the next trailer.
And what we just saw there was those incendiary
Or maybe the
arrows.
explosive ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's the trailer for the first full trailer that we've had for Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah.
And as you'll see here at the end title cards, it comes out on November 21st. Tickets go on sale October 29th. So hashtag the Mockingjay lives. There you go. Thanks for another edition of Instant Trailer Review. I've been JS.
I'm Emily.
Take care.